we have a guy sitting around here that played for the Reds. He's done a little infield. He's done a little outfield. But it seems like we have a problem within the family right now. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh-wee. This is a pretty good one. I'll be honest with you. This is a good one. I've been through these before where they go back and forth with some guys that know what they're talking about. You got to be real precise about what you're talking about. So knowing Kirk very well from playing in Cincinnati, monster Cincinnati Reds fan. That's what people need to understand. He is a diehard. I think that's his favorite team out of all the teams he roots for. He's sick and tired of them losing, and I know that. This comes one out of frustration because I've seen his tweets from a while back. He used to write all the time about how the Reds, this needs to be changed, or, why are we doing this? He's a big-time fan, and sometimes his emotions get the best of him. Of course, I just don't think he really truly understands how hard it is to move from an infield position to an outfield position. It's not as easy as just saying, go do it. It takes a whole spring training. It takes almost a whole year to kind of figure out exactly the ball off the bat, where to position yourself, a different card from an outfield perspective of nowhere in position. If one guy moves, making sure you're looking at every outfielder, I can go on and on. So it's a very hard position to move. My man C. Trent, I've had my wars with him too in Cincinnati, and he likes to put his word in everything too as well. So this is where the social media gives you a platform to say whatever you want. But Kurt, I think he comes from a place of frustration, and knowing him, I think he would say that too as well when eventually you guys talk to him. It's a place of frustration, and he just wants the Reds to do really good. And, Ken makes a valid point, though, as well. So within the family, I understand what he's saying. I understand what Kirk's saying. Maybe there's a different way of going about it. That's why I'll leave it at that.
What does manager Frazier do in this situation?
Well, I got to know
when
my
Elly
team.
Gets called up, where's he playing?
Well, he's the next thing since sliced bread, so he's got to go where he goes. So I think they got to put him at shortstop. I think that's the position for him, and I think as a veteran, Jonathan's going to have to understand, listen, I'm going to have to work my butt off, maybe DH him a couple days, put him in the outfield, people want Elly in there. I don't know. I think you put him at the position he's at right down there, and after this year, kind of figure out where they want to go with it.
I like it. I like this.
What, the back and forth?
People are talking about the Cincinnati Reds. We ain't talked about Cincinnati Reds all year. Nobody has for years, right? So people are talking about Jonathan India is a stud too. So you don't want to take him out of the lineup. You can't take him out of the lineup. They got some other young kids. Elly De La Cruz is supposedly, like Todd said, going to be great. But it's a good problem to have for once if you're the Cincinnati Reds. You're not getting rid of players. You're like, man, we're bringing players in. And listen, Kirk Herbstreit, breaking news, coming on the show tomorrow to discuss this topic.
Nice.
Okay, so we're going to get to ask him these questions, and he's all for it. He loves talking Reds baseball, so we're going to get to ask him the questions. And I want to hear it from him because we can say, oh, he meant to say this or that, but he'll tell us. And he's rooting for the Reds like all the Reds fans are. And it's nice to be saying man, they got too many players, too many good players. What are they going to do? For years, it was like, God, the Reds have Joey Votto and
what?
Who else, right? Now we're talking about Elly De La Cruz, Jonathan India, Lodolo, Ashcraft, all these guys, Hunter Green. You're like, man, this team's not bad. You're talking about them making a charge for the division. You're ahead of yourself. But, right, it's a different thing, and I like it. It's great. And to have fans like Kirk Herbstreit, who everybody knows in the sports world, chiming in on this, plus he's punking Ken Rosenthal, which I'm always for. But it's like great. It's an awesome thing for the game. It's an awesome thing for the Cincinnati Reds to have this problem. Like, the more good players you have, better you are.
It's a great debate. You're right. They've got talent. So let's bring in a friend to help us out with this discussion too, Jeff McNeil of the New York Mets. And I ask this also because Jeff has played infield and outfield, obviously, throughout his career. Jeff, what's going on, dude? Not sure how much you've caught of the combo so far, but a healthy one and a fun one. Got a team in Cincinnati with too many good players. You've bounced around. In your mind, for someone like Jonathan India right now, who's playing his position, but he's aware that Elly De La Cruz is coming soon, how have you dealt with moving around infield and outfield throughout your career to be more versatile so that your team can fit in more talent around you?
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to do. I was an outfielder in college, so I think that helps a lot. When I went, into pro ball, and they wanted me to start playing outfield like 2 weeks before I got called up to, the big leagues. I was kind of advocating to, be the utility player, throughout my whole minor league career. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to play infield and outfield, but they're like, we strictly see you as a second, third baseman. That's it. We see you as an infielder, and then, a week or two before I get called up, I'm I'm in the outfield. So, it takes a little bit of getting used to. It's going to take, a lot of early BP. That's kind of where, I think you can get a lot more comfortable out there, seeing, balls off the bat, coming at you hard. It's a little bit different than, kind of the regular BP with, everything going on. You can see it off the machine, and you can go really track those balls down. But, it's not, it's not easy. It takes some work.